Stop fighting with yourself and start treating yourself as a winner. Fighting with yourself comes in a lot of forms. You might tell yourself, I'm ugly, or you might not believe that anybody likes you, or you just don't see yourself able to achieve great things in life. These are all forms of fighting with yourself because you're not treating yourself as a winner. You don't bet the chances on yourself that you're able to do good in life, right? So fighting with yourself is basically every thought and actions that you perform without treating yourself in the highest regards, right? It might sound delusional sometimes, but you really need to see yourself as a king and view yourself as, okay, I can do everything. Because nothing is given in this life. So why do we do these things? Because you know, right? It makes no sense. Because like I've said, everything that you want to have in this life, you need to fight for it. Nothing will come for free. So why don't we bet on ourselves to win in life? And to understand that, we need to go back in time, back to your younger self. Because somewhere along in your upbringing, you got used to coming last. You got used to viewing yourself as non-important. You probably grew up in a household with a single mom that was always but busy or stressed, or even if you had two parents, right? They probably were always going through their own problems with a lot of stresses, and in through that, right, they didn't give you the right attention that you need. And when you're young, you cannot filter these things logical because you're just young. You're just purely emotional. So we fail to see that our parents got their own problems going on and got their own stresses going on. So all that we pick up from it is, oh, I'm not getting the necessary attention that I need, so there must be something wrong with me. That's all that we register in our brain. So when you want to do something good for yourself, there comes that voice that remembers you, hey, there's something wrong with you. Don't aim too high. This thing will probably fail like everything else in your life. And with that, your life slowly becomes a pattern of self-sabotage. And we need to stop it. We need to stop that. So how do we stop this? It's all about taking back control. Know that it is you that determines whether you're a winner or not. And now you will probably tell me, but look at all the things in my life that are going wrong. I don't have a girlfriend. I'm not making money. My business is not successful. I'm too scared to even start a business. Things like that. I don't have friends. So what all those things tell you is, oh, I am a loser. But that's the misconception that we have about ourselves, and we need to clear that up. You're not a loser. You're just got so used to putting yourself last place, which will leave you with loser results. And based on those results, you form the identity of being a loser. And the identity that you give yourself determines which actions you take, and your actions in turn determine what you deserve and what you will get. Because if you believe you can achieve great things, then you will treat yourself that way. And you won't take the risks necessary to win in life, because why would you? Up here you think, oh, I will fail anyway, so You don't even give yourself a chance in that way. And that eventually will leave you with the evidence that you are a so-called loser, right? Because right now, you probably have a lot of things that felt in your life. You made mistakes in relationships, or you didn't persevere with the business ideas. But that's only because of the belief that you have that you deserve to come last, which is the belief that you formed in the past when you were young and not able to be logic during those times, right? But now we have that ability and we need to make use of it. So what we need to do is learn to recognize when we are not viewing ourselves as winners. We need to recognize the mental judgment that comes before we determine that we're not going to take the risk or persevere when it becomes hard. Because there's an actual pattern going on. It's not like you just determine, oh, I'm not going to do that thing. The pattern usually goes something like this. You see something that you would like to do. You maybe see a girl you want to talk to, or you maybe want to start a business. And then after you spot that opportunity, the negative beliefs start coming up. And you need to learn how to stop the process of those negative beliefs and the negative judgment that you tell yourself. And you get better at this over time, but the process must start somewhere. And the first thing is knowing that good situations or bad situations don't exist. It's always you that is judging the situations that overcome you and what those situations mean about yourself, right? And what those things tell about yourself. So a lot of things are out of your control. You don't know what people think or say about you or what people will do. All those things are out of our control, right? But what you must remember is that even if they say something negative, or when you fail at something, then it's still you that determines how you feel about yourself. Because even if failure comes on your path, you cannot let that overtake you. Because before you will win, you will probably fail 100 times. But if you fail and each time you fail, you treat it like, oh, this is just evidence. Oh yes, I'm a loser, and because then you won't take the risk the next time, because you just believe, oh, I cannot win. And then you stay stuck in this thing that we want to escape from. So we need to flip the script. And the most important thing is, don't fight with the negative beliefs, because these are beliefs that you formed when you were young, and they are so ingrained within you that you cannot just kick them out all of a sudden. Otherwise, I wouldn't have to make this problem. Then you would just be like, oh, don't believe, and then it would be all gone. Or you cannot treat those beliefs that way, because when you were younger, it was logical for you during those times to think that way, right? Because like I've said, you could not judge things logical. So the most important is to not fight with it at first, right? That's the number one thing you cannot and should not do, because otherwise you will go deeper and deeper into it. Because when you say, oh no, I want this thought to go away, then you're basically saying, oh, whatever is going on up here, it's not happening. But it is happening. So sometimes you need to realize and recognize, like, okay, this is the old belief from when I was young. So this is going on, right? I might think negative about myself, but that doesn't mean that we cannot do something about it, right? And it's very important to stay present and not go along with the negative chatter. Focus on your breathing and just see the situations for what they are. They are neutral. Each situation can go right or they can go left. That is, you can come out as a winner or you can fail, right? Whatever that means. And with this thought and presence, you still need to push through and go along with the intention that you set for yourself. Even if the old beliefs and the negative beliefs that you have about yourself come up, because they at first they will come up a lot, because you know they were always there. And that's why I say you cannot fight with them. So the the being present is the number one thing that you need to focus upon. Because if you just go fight with it and not recognize that it is going on, then you won't be able to flip the script. And that's what we need to do. That's the most important thing. So, you know, this is not learned in one day, but you need to continue to be more and more present of whenever the old beliefs are coming up and the negative chatter wants to take over. And then it's up to you to not let them take over. And that's why it's also so important to go along with intentions that you set for yourself, right? The intention might be going up to that girl or starting that business or just doing the tasks that you want to do, which will give you the things that you want to have, right? That's also the key thing, because if you won't persevere with it, and if you don't push through those negative beliefs, then you are basically saying, oh, okay, this is true, so I'm not gonna do it. And that's not what we want to have, right? That's not the position that we want to be in. But we can only push through when we at first, you know, gain that conscious of and gain that presence of, okay, this is just the old belief. And that's why I say it's just the old belief. Even if, you know, even if you tell yourself, I cannot do it, that doesn't mean it's just something that's going on up here. It has nothing to do with the reality. The girl that you might not talk to might think that you're attractive, and up here you have the thought of, oh, I cannot do it, but maybe she don't even think that way. And then at the same time you can think, oh, every girl wants me and I can do everything, I can start every business, and you will still fail, right? Because reality and your thoughts are two different things, you know. And this is not learned in one day, but this is really the journey of becoming more and more present of what's going on up here, and recognizing when old beliefs are running our mind, and, you know, remembering that it's just our old way of surviving and it has nothing to do with the reality. And, you know, always return back to the present moment. Always remember where you want to end up. You know you want that business. You know you want to do better. You know you want all the things in your life that you want to have, right? So this journey is all about, you know, how present can you stay without letting the old beliefs consume you. And then what you also will notice is they will lose more and more power over you if you still continue to push through the intentions that you set for yourself and the goals that you set for yourself and the things that you want to do, you know. So then they will just lose more and more power over yourself, and then love for yourself will slowly but surely become your default state, because you're no longer telling yourself self-sabotaging stories. And that's when you will inevitably be a winner, because love is the default state for every person if they are no longer their worst enemy, if they no longer sabotage themselves. So really focus on that, so what I want you to remember is that it's just your old way of doing things. It's just a thought, and it's just emotions that you picked up on when you were young. They don't have to rule you, yet at the same time you cannot just entirely ignore them, because yes, they are going on in your mind, but it is so important to still continue with your intention and do what you want to do, so that you can be a free person without always giving up when things get hard, right? So my name is Jerani Son. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.